You're looking for Predator, aren't you?
Yes.
Ah,
Hey y'all, welcome to Ryan and Robert Rants. We are back with the ranked series. We are continuing our Predator ranked journey. Robert, which installment do we have today?
We are going to be doing AVP, Aliens versus Predators. The crossover that was like 15 years in the making when we got that little xenomorph Easter eggs, their skull at the end of Predator 2. You had to wait well, it's 14 years, but yes.
And more than 15 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie's a time
Oh man.
capsule. This is a
It
time capsule of a movie.
yeah, you could say that.
But yeah, AVP, Alien
AVP.
versus Predator. So,
Yeah.
if you're new to the Rank series, we've been continuing this journey. We've already knocked out Predator Un, Predator Dos, that's two
Ooh.
in Espanol.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen it, definitely go back and check those out, as we are going to, in this one, spoil the movie. So, you have been
Yes.
forewarned. And if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out as well. So, we're going to run through, we'll do our plot synopsis, what worked, what didn't work for us. We'll do our out of 10 ranking and final thoughts. And then we will end with Robert's brainchild, the tier list. Where does this movie rank for us? So, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Robert, tell me about this movie. Give me that
All right.
plot.
Give me that plot synopsis. All right, I'm gonna keep this one a bit brief than the last one. I think the last Predator 2 was pretty quite long, but it needed to be. Uh, but as this is like a pseudo Predator movie, we'll keep it short. So this movie kind
I'm
of
sorry, I don't know why that
begins.
made me laugh.
Which
Pseudo
part?
Predator.
Pseudo Predator movie. It's half and half. But yeah, so this movie takes place in October 2004. The Wayland Corporation, they had a satellite that detected a mysterious heat source beneath. I don't know how to pronounce this. But it's an uninhabited island off the coast of Antarctica. Um, Wealthy industrialist Charles Bishop Wayland, who's played by Lance Henriksen, he's learning of a buried pyramid 2,000 feet deep, kind of below Antarctica. He quickly assembles an expedition team, including archaeologist Sebastian de Rosa, who's played by Raul Bova, and Arctic guide Alexa Woods, played by Sanaa Lathan. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm butchering your name. If you are watching this, again, I apologize, which you probably are. But yes,
No,
this is
no.
their team. As the team assembles, a Predator, or I should say a Yautja ship, reaches Earth and fires a beam. As you do, as you approach a planet, you just fire a beam at it, but it creates a tunnel straight to the heat source, and off the in Antarctica. Um, Arriving at an abandoned whaling station, the humans, the whaling team, because they're humans and we have aliens now. But yes, the humans find the new perfectly angled tunnel leading down, because and they didn't, they questioned it, but they were like, cool, a hole. Let's go down this giant hole that just mysteriously appeared. But yes, they descend this giant hole, discovering an ancient pyramid exhibiting Aztec, Egyptian, and Cambodian architectural elements. They unwittingly, which it's building like these species have been here before. They unwittingly activate the structure, freeing a hibernating alien queen who begins producing eggs, because as you do. Simultaneously, three Yautja, who are, I believe, are dubbed Scar, Celtic, and Chopper, arrive on the surface, killing all the guards that all the human guards that remained atop the station before they also head down this giant hole that they also created. Face huggers, since they got released, begin attacking the humans in a kind of a sacrificial chamber inside of that giant pyramid. This, of course, leads to the chest bursters that begin coming out of the human's chest, and they rapidly grow into aliens. If you've seen Alien or Aliens, the whole process of how these aliens come to be.
Or
So
Spaceballs.
now, Yeah, exhaust space. Yeah, and now we've entered a three-way, guys. But we have the humans, the Yautja, and the xenomorphs. Two predators are quickly killed by an alien because I guess, they're just predators. They're not supposed to be like the most skilled hunters in the universe, but they are easily dispatched by an alien. Wayland sacrifices himself to allow Alexa and Sebastian to escape, which I don't think is anything any like megalomaniac would ever do. But, just imagine Elon Musk doing this, guys. Won't happen. Translating the hieroglyphics, inside the pyramid, Alexa and Sebastian learn that the Yautja taught early humans to build the pyramid and have visited every 100 years. They used humans as hosts to create the ultimate prey, which the xenomorphs, so they can be basically use them as hunting as a rite of passage. The heat bloom was a lure for the host, realizing that the predators must succeed to prevent the aliens from reaching the surface. Alexa forms an alliance with the remaining Yautja. Scar, he's got like a little scar on his helmet, who then he also brands Alexa, kind of becomes part of his clan, I suppose. Um, she ends up mercy killing Sebastian because he got, face hugged. Uh, but yeah, so she mercy kills that guy, leaving just her and Scar to battle the aliens. Scar and Alexa destroy the pyramid and the remaining xenomorphs with a self-destruct device. I mean, we've seen this in the previous Yautja Predator movies. If they lose, they just try to take out everybody with them because they're sore losers. But the alien queen escapes somehow. I'm pretty sure the queen was way too big for that hole. But, you know, they have to have a final fight, guys. They reach the surface where Scar is fatally wounded in the final battle. When final battle against the Queen. Yeah, right. Um, Another Yelcha ship arrives, retrieves Scar's body, and an elder predator gifts Alexa a spear before departing. Just leaves her in the Antarctic. Just good luck. On board the ship, uh, prior to all this, I believe Scar got face hugged. It was brief, but it happened. Kind of got his, guys, he got face hugged. So, as he's laying on like this altar inside the ship, a chest burster pops out of Scar's body, and we got kind of get introduced to what is going to be known as the Pred Alien. But this is kind of where I can't remember if this was an after credit scene or a mid credit scene, but it happens right at the end, obviously setting up for a potential sequel that we do get 3 years later. But that is the plot synopsis of this movie.
Nice, man. Not bad. Short, sweet, and you hit all the points.
Yeah, all the other human characters weren't really necessary. They were just cannon fodder.
Yeah, speaking of, let's talk about what worked. So,
All
what
right.
worked for you with this?
I will say not much. Initially, I will say not much. I do like the creature design. I mean, obviously the xenomorphs and the predator, you know, the Yautja, they've already been adapted right on screen. But I feel like in this one, I mean, they do them justice, right? They don't the creature designers for this film didn't try to go out of their way to, you know, I guess make it their own. They kind of did. They play. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word, but they did justice by them, right? So I do like the overall design, I guess, or just not going too crazy. And I guess I don't know. Honestly, there's not really that much work for me, but I did like that.
It's
I
okay.
do like the creature. I think people were. I don't know. I think there was actually people in suits when it came to the Yautja.
Yes.
So again, I always try to like advocate for if you can do it, make it as practical as possible. And I guess this one was at least for that part they did well. The action scenes was pretty cool. Um, in terms of the overall like alien, the xenomorph like biology, they didn't change too much about that. We got the acid blood, we got the overall I guess life cycle of a chest burster, kind of get face hugged, I guess we'll go with. and pops out, chest burster, kind of grows. I mean, again, a lot of it was done. The action was pretty cool, but other than that, other than like the creature design and the action sequences, I mean, for me, that's the only thing that worked. How about you?
Wow. So I actually have a couple of things
Okay.
for this. So first and foremost, the runtime. Counting
Yeah.
it, as
Okay.
soon as the credits hit, the movie's an hour and 29 minutes, but it has 12 minutes of credits. So, like I said, it's still like if you count it just as soon as the credits hit and it says, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, hour and 29, which this is where this movie needs to be and needs to live. It has the feeling of a Roland Emmerich movie. Very Independence Day with Stargate, especially with the beginning half, because it's introducing you to the characters, it's setting the movie up, and they actually do it for a decent amount of time. Like I think it's like 30 or 40 minutes of the movie is just them setting up getting there to it. So I did
Yeah.
like that action adventure feel of it. So, and again, it's something you don't see nowadays. You don't see action adventure
No.
movies anymore, like that call to adventure. So, I did like that. It is very good at setting up the characters. I will say that. I like the cast. Real sets. It looked great. The effects aren't too bad for the time period. Speaking of when they get to the whaling station, watching that snowfall just makes me appreciate the practical effects because today that would be added in post,
Oh
and then
yeah.
you'd be able to tell like, oh yeah, it's just a filter. But yeah, just watching it, I was sitting there and I even rewound it too. I was like, oh, we're never gonna see this again. And Sana Lathan, I think she's a great lead, and she does not
Yeah.
age. She does not age at all. I like that they don't make Waylon a bad guy. I like that he's actually pretty likable in this. He's just an old guy who wants to make his mark, wants to leave his legacy, but he's not, like, oh, the curmudgeon old dude who like, yeah, I can't wait till this guy gets it in the end. He doesn't really do anything, but I mean,
Yeah.
he
The
tries
stereotype,
to.
right, of the evil head of the corporation, I guess.
Yeah, it turns out he's like, oh, he's actually a pretty decent guy. um I think having the original Alien writers writing this with Paul W.S. Anderson directing is a pretty baller move. I thought that was pretty smart on them, especially for some to do something like this, which yeah, there was a lot of build up for this. People were
Yes.
anticipating this for decades.
Yeah.
So for it to finally come to fruition, it's like, this is a guy who he had just done Resident Evil, which say what you will about it, it was still big. Like it was still a big movie. And people were like, ooh, and people like Event Horizon. And I like that it's finally getting its flowers now with everyone revisiting it. And it's like, yeah, it's a good movie. But, say what you will about it. I think that was pretty smart of them to bring back the Alien writers. But we'll talk about what didn't work in just a moment. That's what worked for me overall. What didn't work for you?
I think this movie definitely felt like a Paul W.S. Anderson movie, for better or worse. For me, he's not high on my, I guess, good directors list. I mean, I thought the first Resident Evil movie was good. I just don't think it was necessarily a good Resident Evil movie. Um, and we haven't really had a good Resident Evil movie, and unless you're counting the computer, the CG, like the CGI ones. Um, but for me, this one, so I read the actual novel of AVP back in high school before this movie came
Oh.
out. So, and it was just by pure happenstance. Yeah, my English teacher required like 10, 15 minutes at the start of every class. We had to read, right?
Oh, boom,
And
AVP.
yeah, well, I didn't like a friend of mine. I didn't have anything, so my friend was like, "Oh yeah, I got the AV." I was like, "All right, fine. I need something, so I'll just read it." So I mean, in that story, the main lead is a female. She's of, I think, Japanese descent. So they kind of got the female lead. Decent. Right. We didn't just switch that up. But other than that, this movie, it takes its own liberties. It doesn't follow the novel at all. Um, but for me, and I get they're kind of like in a hard place, right? Because you have two different franchises with Alien and Predator, who, for no fault, there was just an Easter egg at the end of Predator 2 that's probably all it was supposed to originally be. And all of a sudden, the fandom goes crazy, and you're like, oh, we want it, we want it. And it's like, all right, well, now you've got to kind of combine the two, like, mythologies for both these, beloved series and hope for the best. And I mean, I think they did a serviceable job. I will give them credit. They did a serviceable job trying to mesh them together. And but I think it also, at least for the xenomorph part, kind of detracts from their overall lore that, they've been on Earth this whole time. Or they, at some point they were on Earth, like, every 100 years, right?
Yeah.
They hunt this species. Like, we get the Yautja visit Earth pretty much every Sunday. Um,
Yeah.
but
And twice on Monday.
yeah, exactly. And they always lose in the end. But again, I mean, they're trying to make something, and they probably didn't go too much into the detail of it, because I think the more they probably went into it, the more it was probably going to, like, create
Unravel.
plot holes. Yeah, it was just going to plot hole itself into, into oblivion. So they probably just try to keep it as simplistic as possible. But the other thing is, the lead is fine. She's great. I think she's a good lead. All the other characters were just kind of background, like, again, cannon fodder mostly for, for the kills. I will give Waylon, he was okay, but again, he kind of just exists, right? There wasn't much depth to these characters, which I don't expect too much, but just a little bit for
Yeah.
me. I mean, there was more character development for Scar than there was for most of these human characters, and he doesn't speak. And honestly, I felt really bad that he died in the end. I
Yeah.
honestly was like, no. And actually, now that I brought that up, one thing that I actually did that I did like, going back to it, is, while this movie doesn't really, like, I guess, no one wins, right? All the xenomorphs and Yautja, for the most part, end up dying. You do have a sense of they actually made it to where you're rooting for one more than the other. I think, like, the Yautja was more of the good guy than the
Yeah.
xenomorphs. And I hate it with these team ups, where, or, like, not even team ups, but like these crossovers where it's like another example of a movie that came out around this time, Freddy versus Jason,
Yep.
where, you have these two icons in the horror franchise going at it, and it's like you can't really put one over the other, because, you know what I mean, like, you really can't, even though, spoiler alert, guys, Jason walks out of the lake with holding Freddy's severed head. You kind of get a sense, oh, Jason won, but then you get the Fred Krueger wink, and you're like,
Uh,
well, did he really? But, and it's just like one of those ones where it's like, I'm glad they actually chose a more of a one of these, Predator, Alien, more one of them to
yeah.
be more of a protagonist than an antagonist. So I thought that was kind of cool, like, as you would say, baller. um but I mean, for the most part, for this movie, there just wasn't a whole lot of depth to it. And again, I don't expect that, but even in, the first Predator, I thought there was more depth to those. And let's be honest, those characters, aside from Dutch, was a lot more one dimensional than people might. Again, great action movie, and I get why people like it. Don't come at me. I get it. The characters weren't. They were one dimensional. Same thing for here, but I don't know, like Predator 2 characters. They were nuanced. There was layers to most of those characters. This one, again, follows that same thing. But I mean, those are my main issues with this. The runtime's good. I mean, if you're gonna watch this movie, I'm glad you just get it over with for me. But yeah, I mean, I thought, given the buildup for this, and again, I didn't see Predator in 1990 when a lot of people probably did. You had almost 15 years for the buildup for this movie, and I'm kind of curious to know if anybody watched that original, Predator 2 in 1990, what they thought of this, or even Aliens, and I think, what, 1986. Like, you had 15 to 20 years of this buildup, and then you get this movie. I'm kind of curious what they think of that.
Yeah, like what is the payoff? Like did the
Yes.
payoff was it worth the
Did the
wait?
payoff hit it? Yes. or were you disappointed? So I'm kind of curious. So if any of our watchers comment, let me know. But
Yes.
those are my main things that didn't work. I can nitpick all day, don't want to, but those are my main things. uh, for me, how about you?
No, please, I'll nitpick. So with the I just wanted to touch on what you said about the characters, and this is gonna go into what didn't work for me, is that I feel like they do set up the characters, the supporting characters, when they're on the ship. Like you get to know them a little bit, especially at the
I just
beginning with
felt
the
nothing
dig.
for him when they.
Like, oh,
I just
well,
felt
well, no,
nothing for
that's
him.
the thing though, is that they spend all this time setting them up, and then they're just like, then they treat them like they're nothing. But I think that
Yeah,
goes back to that this feels more like an alien film than it does Predator. But that's what makes it work and simultaneously doesn't at the same time. It's like you said, it's that high wire act of like you're trying to combine both of them, but don't look too close because it's gonna unravel. And I think that that's where it hurts it, because again, with the alien movies, they do a really good job with setting up the characters. You get to know them,
yes,
like you said, they're nuanced. um Not so much in the Predator movies, but with the alien movies, they are. You get to know them, you get to feel for them a little bit more. And I feel like that's the approach they took with this, is that you do get to learn a little bit about the background. They're talking about like how they have kids and stuff like that, and they're like, I want to, we need to get out to see them. And that was one of the things that didn't work for me, is that you kind of want one of those guys to make it out, especially after they have that whole "I have a kid" speech, but then their deaths are played for laughs. So
yeah,
it's sort of like, that's where it's like, like I don't know. Another thing that I didn't like was the ending feels rushed. Feels
yeah.
very rushed. Like it's just like boom, boom. Like they're already running out of the freaking thing. And then the line when she's like, "It's time to pick a side," or "It's time to choose a side." Like I hate that freaking line. I've always hated that line. It's dumb. Just some general notes that I took. So you did mention October 3rd, 2004. Completely different life, dude. Completely different life. Um, it's a Paul W.S. Anderson movie, so he's got to have Colin Salmon in here. For those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, Walter from
Yep.
Arrow, and I can't remember his character's name from Resident Evil, but
Yeah.
his he was also in the, oh my god, I lost my train of thought, the Pierce Brosnan Bond films as well. He was M's right hand man. Speaking of
Nice.
Paul W.S. Anderson, I'm shocked that Mila wasn't running around somewhere in here.
Oh, I'm
Maybe she
sure
was
they.
one of the predators.
Right. She's the
Um,
alien queen.
oh god, for real. She did the voice work.
Right.
So the opening scene in Mexico is just ripping off the dig scene from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Waylon using those compact monitors. Oh, the early 2000s. As soon as I saw
Oh,
them,
I know.
I was like, hello, old friends. Tommy Flanagan having blonde hair really threw me off.
Oh, I know. When I saw him, I was like, what? I was honestly, because again, I think I hadn't seen this movie, since, right? Like, and it's just amazing when you go back and watch older movies, and you're like, oh, you see the actors like who probably gone on and done bigger and better things, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't know,
You're like,
it's kind of
oh
almost
yeah,
almost a culture shock because it's like,
yeah.
again, like you said, it's from a different time. You're just like, oh wow.
You're like, oh yeah, you did take that paycheck, right? um, when she swings the axe to stop Waylon from gliding all the way down when he slips, she could have taken him out right there. She
Yeah.
missed. I completely forgot there were three predators in this movie.
Yeah, because they're
Completely.
dispatched so easily. I'm like, wow, it's not even going to be a one for one. It's like, no, these guys just done.
Yeah. And then when they finally get to the bottom and they open up the chest, and he's like, this is like finding Moses' DVD collection. I was like, oh, a time capsule line right there. And then the whole, no, don't touch them. The guns all late after they're already like picking them up out of the thing. But I mean, other than that, that's all I really had. So that being said, what do you give this out of 10?
Oh man. Like honestly, I think I gave the like what Predator and Predator 2, I think I gave them 7.5 out of 10. And I think I might have even been a little too
Yes.
harsher. I kind of want to up them to at least an 8, right? Just I don't know. For this one out of 10. See, okay, so it's gonna be one of those ones where we kind of judged Predator and Predator 2. We did that whole thing where which one would we rather watch again, right? And I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing with this and Predator AVP Requiem, but I'll save
Okay.
it for when we finish Requiem.
Okay.
Um, so
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We also forgot to preface at the beginning your analogy with the French fry.
oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean
that's what
the
these two episodes are. Is they
yeah,
they really don't have too much of an effect on the Predator universe.
yeah.
So they're
So
sort of
it's
like we did with La Llorona with the Conjuring. Like it's sort of what's your analogy? I can never remember your analogy.
it's the curly fry at the bottom of the regular French fry thing.
Yes. The curly fry in the bag when you order
Yeah,
regular French fries. But yes, I
it's that
digress.
bonus fry.
Yes.
So honestly, for this one, I'd probably give this a 4 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it's just I get what they were trying to do. I just don't think it was executed as well as it could. Honestly,
This
like
is your nun, isn't it?
kind of, yeah. Like here's actually maybe either that or it's Annabelle. Um,
Oh.
so here's my thing.
Ooh.
I think I okay, look, I'm not a fan of Paul W.S. Anderson. I don't think his filmography is good. I'm sorry if I offend
Say
people,
something
but
nice about Event Horizon.
uh, I mean, uh, was Sam Neill in that one?
It
Was
gave
that
us
the one?
Sam Neill. Yep.
There you go. He's in that one.
And Lawrence Fishburne.
Um, but did he direct it?
Yep.
Okay, that's his writing credits. I honestly think if this movie was directed by someone else, it probably would have been a lot better.
Oh, I mean,
Or no, definitely. I don't know who had the bigger writing credits, him or the other people, but I think maybe if this was written and help, like co-written and at least for sure directed by someone else, this movie would have probably been a lot better than what it was. Because again, I liked some of the ideas behind it. I just can't. I don't know. I, I just it just wasn't a good crossover movie for me. Where you have Alien and Predator, and this was the result that we got. Um, but I mean, again, there's a lot of good ideas just executed poorly. So with that, I will probably just give it a 4 out of 10.
okay. Interesting. Interesting. So,
It's like, come at me, bro.
you're not ready for this. So, this movie holds up surprisingly well for me. The pacing is decent. It sets up the characters. Like I said, how it handles them is a completely different story. The CGI works until it doesn't. I found myself having a lot of fun with it, especially with the practical effects and the setting. Having said that, I'm giving this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Because like I
Nice.
said, it's the action adventure feel of it. And again, it's a time capsule of a movie. Like this movie really does encapsulate 2004, like
Yeah.
that time period. Like it's one of those things you just had to be there. And I think this movie just has a soft spot in my heart too because I grew up watching it as well. It was one of those movies, just throw on in the background, but I feel like I appreciated it more just thinking about everything that we have nowadays, it's just like I would rather watch this over a lot of the stuff that's on nowadays, because it's just, you can tell that there was actual quote unquote love put into making this. But you know, like you said, there's things that it's the execution not the greatest, but you can't deny that this movie's not entertaining.
No,
Because
it's
yeah,
entertaining, and I
it's
will say something you
yeah,
said that this movie actually does age well, or
yeah.
it actually. I don't know if it aged well, but it didn't age poorly. I will say that because I was when I was doing this rewatch, I was expecting to watch. I don't think I've seen this since 2004, 2005. Whenever I probably rented it, right? I might have watched it since then, but like I was expecting to go into this and like honestly probably watch Trainwreck. But I was like, no, it actually it was maybe a little bit better than I remembered. And maybe a 4 out of 10 is a little harsh. I just think a lot of the little things I had issue just it kind of adds up, right? So if it was just like
Yeah.
one major thing, I think it would have been all right. But it's just a lot of little things. And again, it's fine. It's a serviceable movie, and I think I would probably put this on in the background and be okay, especially once we get to the point where it's just like, all right, now let's watch the Scar and these aliens fight each other. If we would have got maybe more Predator alien action, maybe fight wise, right? We don't need that kind of action, but
They gave
downloaded
us
the
that action at the
wrong
end.
movie. Yeah, but again, it's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's because I had just like at the time I read that novel, and then watching it again, I'm just like I don't know. For me, it was just a lot of the little things.
I get that. I feel it. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of, let's segue. It is time to talk Predator tier list. Robert, where is AVP for you?
Alrighty. Well, no, 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 no. I will say, hmm,
The
I'll
confidence.
be a little bit more generous. With this one. I think if we had like a bunch of movies, it would probably be at the very back, but I'll put it in C tier.
Nice. Very
Because
nice.
again, it is a slightly entertaining movie, and I can get why people would probably like this. But again, for me, just from the overall, like I guess, story and the execution of certain things, it just for me, the rating is what is where it got it. But I think the very back of C tier, like if we included all the alien and stuff like that in here, I think the back of a C tier would do it fine for me.
Nice. Nice. So, AVP for me, it's actually it's actually going to be C tier as well. I'm giving it a C plus though. So, it's
Okay.
not exactly, like I said, it's not the worst thing in my opinion. It's spoiler alert for upcoming
Hmm.
future episodes. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's the action adventure feel of it.
Yeah.
And again, it could also just be I'm so let down from all the crap that we get nowadays that this was just like a breath of fresh air. And I think those are the eyes and lenses that I was watching it through. Was like, man, like that was entertaining. Like I enjoyed that. Not the greatest, but it at least distracted me for an hour and a half. With that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as Robert always says, get down in the comments. We want to hear from y'all. What do you think about this rating? Surprisingly, we were divided on the out of 10, but we did agree on the tier list. So we want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think of it so far? Did you enjoy AVP? Did you see it in theaters? Or did you watch it on FX? Because this movie was on repeat on there. And are you excited for us to talk about Requiem? We want to hear from y'all, so get down in those comments. And Robert, would you like to let them know about the other stuff we have going on and tease our next episode?
Well, if you don't know, this movie was followed up by a sequel called AVP Requiem, and that will be the next video. And with that one, we'll be close to halfway through with this Predator Rank series. So, if you've been enjoying this, stay tuned. We've got the rest of them to come. If you've also enjoying this rank series overall, we have Superman rank series, we got Mission Impossible, and we got the Conjuring universe up on the channel. So if you like those franchises, feel free to check those out. If you have anything you might want us to rank and review, drop it in the comments. Let us know. I believe someone asked us to do the Pixar, all the Pixar movies, which something we'll probably get around to eventually. But
Oh,
that's an undertaking right there.
yeah.
What do we count, like 30 movies or something?
29 and I believe 30
Well,
with
probably it'll
hoppers,
be
but
30 by the time we get to it, right? Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that lead up to hoppers. Like it feels
No,
like it needs
no.
to be a movie that I actually wanted to lead up to.
Be like Toy Story 5 or something.
Yes.
Which it'll
Which
force me to
forces you
watch
to
Toy
finally
Story
watch the
3
third
and
one, and
4.
it forces me to finally watch the fourth one.
Oh yeah. But yes, we also have a bunch of video reactions. We got movies, we got video games, TV shows. If you have, we also take user requests for that as well. If you have something you want us to react to, drop it in the comments. Let us know. We do have a few that they've been in the pipeline for a bit. We will get to you, I promise.
Before the end of the year. We promise. But also, Robert, thank you so much as always. I appreciate you, man. And we appreciate y'all for watching. See you in the next one.
Turn your back on me.